Can y'all believe it? It's really gone. Everything is a nuclear wasteland and not a green screen. Don't say it's a green screen, okay? We can all see that there's nothing left but nuclear Armageddon. Truly, there's a moral to this somewhere. Woe is us. If only humanity had not blown ourselves up, then we would not have been trapped in such a sad, tragic circumstance. If only. The only reason I was able to survive the bombs was because I bought my trusty canvas bag made from real, genuine canvas. It protected me from the fallout. As y'all may have guessed, we're writing a Fallout TV show. This is the episode where I'm going to introduce the characters and discuss the vague plot of what I'm, writing, as I've always done. Unlike with my Deadlands one, I'm not going to really go over the lore of Fallout, because this franchise is huge. Everyone knows Fallout. I'm not going to waste your time. If you really want to know the lore, there's tons of videos of the complete Fallout timeline that you can go watch. I might even link one in the annotations about. Just go watch that and come back here. That way you're familiar with the lore, I'm familiar with the lore. Even if you're new to the franchise, you can hop into my show. I'm not making the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, where it's incomprehensible unless you know the lore. So, without further ado, let's get into the characters and the plot. You know what's nuts about the Fallout out here? It's the fact that there are so many dogs. I'm not gonna lie, out here in my Fallout, I have 5 dogs right now. They're surrounding me. So all that panting you hear, it's all the dog meats I've collected, the dogs. They're just everywhere in Fallout, man. Everywhere you stumble, you find a dog. It's crazy. I don't know how so many dogs survived out here, but so if you hear dog panting, I tried to get rid of them, guys. I really did. I tried putting them somewhere else. I tried using my trusty canvas bag. Nothing worked. So, let's start with the plot. What's my Fallout thing about? Well, I'm combining plot elements from Fallout New Vegas, the best Fallout game, and Fallout 3 with some very small elements of Fallout 4, specifically a DLC. Alright, let's play Wheel of Bjorn. What's our TV show going to be about? We've got the Wheel of Bjorn tropes. Look at all the things on there. Killing a dad. Yeah, I do like to do that. It's a really easy gut punch. Oh, what's that? Third act twist. Uh-oh. There probably will be one of those. Okay, let's spin that wheel, though. Let's spin that wheel and see what we're getting. Oh, there it goes. It's going around. It's going around. What's it going to land on? What's it landing on? Oh, yeah! Yeah! It's a heist movie! Woo! Bjorn's oh god, the dogs are wigging out. I did a critical on accident. It's Bjorn's favorite cliche, a heist movie. This is the second TV show I've ever written, and it's also the second TV show I've written that functions as a heist. So let's get more specific into the plot of the story. What am I focusing on? Well, I'm focusing on the main plot of Fallout 3, namely, young kid disappears from the inside of the vault, and after, there's an upset that happens. I'm not going to go too far into that, and the main character, whose name is Jack, he's the vault boy. He's basically my version of the main character, given a name and a character. Besides just your self-insert. And now Jack has his own set of motivations, but I'm not going to get too far into him because the first episode is almost entirely dedicated to his backstory and a look inside the life inside of the vaults specifically. So I'm not going to spoil much of that here, but just know that Jack is looking for something, and he needs money, resources, and namely information to do it. And so he finds himself in the employ of our second character, who is named Ellie Brown. Now, Ellie Brown is obsessed with something herself, specifically bottle caps. Now, those who know anything about the lore of Fallout know that bottle caps are currency. They're your lifeblood in the wastes. It's the only little bits of metal that really survived in a meaningful way to be utilized as a common currency in the Fallout. But here's the thing with bottle caps. Every once in a while, you find a special one. One with a little blue star. Now, those who have played Fallout New Vegas probably know what the fuck I'm talking about. And yes, this whole series, for the most part, is about those little blue bottle caps. We're doing that. We're going crazy. This is my favorite storyline inside of Fallout New Vegas. I think it's brilliant. It's clever. It has twists and turns. It's, an adventure. It's the perfect thing to make a television show about. Now, I don't know what they're doing with the Fallout TV show that's coming out. I'm sure it won't be as fun as the Bottle Cap Hunt. Let's go, baby. Bottle Caps 2023. Make it happen. So yes, specifically these blue bottle caps are collected by people in the waste because legend has it that before the bombs dropped, the Nuka-Cola company held a competition to unlock something worth a fortune if you could collect 50 star bottle caps before anyone else. Something like Willy Wonka's factory tour. And it was a huge sensation before the bombs dropped. But before anyone could gather all 50, Armageddon. So now, the people in the waste who have passed down the story from generation to generation search for enough of these bottle caps, which is much harder in the wastes. There are people who will kill for these. We'll get into that later. And there are people who spend their entire lives hunting for them. Ellen's mother was one of these people, someone who searched her whole life to try to gather all 50, but unfortunately died before she could. She passed on what she had to her daughter, Ellen, who has since managed to gather all 50 bottle caps needed. She spent her whole life doing it, and now all she has to do is get to Nuka-Cola World to turn them in for the prize. The problem is that Nuka-Cola World is like 2 cities away from where she is, and getting there is dangerous, treacherous, and especially ominous because she has the bottle caps. And as I mentioned before, there are people who are after those. People of less noble moral scruples than Ellen herself. People who are willing to kill over them. So Ellen has put together a crack team of people who she thinks can get her safely there in exchange for a chunk of the reward. What you might call a suicide squad. What you might call a suicide squad. Insert laughter here. So y'all might have thought that I said Nuka-Cola World and not Sunset Sarsaparilla World. This is one change I've made just for simplicity's sake. Since my story isn't taking place around Vegas, and having sarsaparilla in like the Washington D.C. area doesn't quite really make sense, does it? We're just going to go ahead and change that. So there is no Sunset Sarsaparilla star caps. It's Nuka-Cola star caps. This is a really straightforward change. Nuka-Cola is the more iconic of the two anyway. So this change shouldn't really change much of like anything. I know some lore purists are going to probably get all tilted about that, but you know, I don't care. You guys can crab me a river and I'll sail it. That's usually what I do. So, what's this crack team that Ellen has hired to keep her safe look like? Who are they? What kind of people has she scrounged up? Well, our main character Jack is one of them, I mentioned before, the Vault Boy. Our other character is someone named Rocky. Rocky is an addict to Psycho, a drug that's commonly used in the Fallout and has some side effects as well as benefits. He's a huge guy. He's an ex-member of the Brotherhood of Steel and fights with those power fists that like just obliterate people, which is great for combat, especially when he's tripping balls on Psycho. It makes for some really fun action sequences. The guy's a big brute, dumb as a bag of bricks. The kind of character this guy is. Maybe he has a heart of gold. Maybe he's just insane. Maybe he's high literally all the time, just to keep me off his mind. That's the worst joke I've ever made on this channel. Holy shit. That I should be publicly flogged for that one. That's a crime. Our next character is Jane, a skilled sniper who has spent her whole life thriving and fighting inside of the wastes. She's worked as a mercenary for years, and now she's here to keep Ellen alive and well. The two of them have actually worked together before and have something of a friendship now. So their relationship isn't just one of business partners. They've known each other for a long time, even though they've walked very different paths in life. And that's it. Maybe there's more we meet along the way. Maybe that's, just the beginning. This is just the characters I'm introducing for now. There will be a lot more in the show. These are just the big ones you need to understand the, main characters of the script. But let's talk about that antagonist, the best part of any Bjorn script. So, are we going sympathetic, understandable? Are we going real evil bastard? We're going really, really evil bastard. The antagonist is the only character I've used so far that actually comes directly from the games. Although he will be changed slightly because, it's a Fallout game. Bethesda wrote it. You can only do so much with what Bethesda writes. Let's all be honest here. Our antagonist is a man by the name of Alan Marks. Now, those who have an encyclopedic memory of names and have completed the entire Fallout New Vegas experience might know who this guy is and might have heard of him. He's mainly only mentioned by name, and you find him a couple of times in the world. Who is he? Well, he's a vicious hunter of the star bottle caps I mentioned before. He travels with a very small and particular group of raiders, and he is an actual psychopath. Now, I don't mean when someone goes, this guy's crazy, he's a psychopath. I mean no, he's literally a psychopath. He feels no emotion, no qualms about killing people. He even delights in it to a certain extent, but not too much. He is after one thing in his entire life, the star bottle caps. Throughout his life, he's managed to collect 38 of them. but he's heard word that Ellen has all 50, and he will stop at nothing to kill her and take her bottle caps and get the treasure for himself, because it's all he's ever wanted. It's what drives him, much like her. When I say he is a psychopath, I do mean it. He's gotten all 38 of those bottle caps by killing people. If he catches wind of even the hint that you've got a bottle cap, he will come and he will kill you. This guy is scary, he's ruthless, and I think he'll probably leave an impact as you watch the series. Those who've watched my channel and a lot of the stuff I made before know I like a villain who's vicious. I like to make my villains scary, and I like to have my villains actually, have consequences to their actions. This character will fit in that theme. You can expect him to make an impact. He is a character that's in the game. I'm obviously changing him quite a bit. Those who have played the game and know probably where I'm going with the storyline, please refrain from spoiling it. You can probably get a vibe, even now, from what I've told you about what the idea of the story is going to be, what the themes might become. But let's not spoil it for those who have never played the games. It's a good surprise, and you know what I'm talking about. Let's just keep it on the nose, Let's not spoil that for other people. Let's keep that on the down low. So, that's my script. That's my pitch. A treasure hunt in the wastes for something well left behind. Those scavenging in the waste will obviously encounter the various factions. We'll probably see some super mutants, some ghouls. The Brotherhood of Steel is definitely going to make an appearance, I can confirm. We'll see those classic little raiders and their crazy armor and violent tendencies. Some of the more unsavory and cool sides of the Fallout. And as per the franchise, this isn't going to be 100% serious. Fallout is pretty fucking goofy. Let's be real here. It's a very campy franchise. There's a lot of campiness in the series, and I think that's something that the current adaptation will probably get wrong. I could be pleasantly surprised. When a lot of people talk about Fallout, they forget just how silly it is. I'm going to keep it that perfect mix of silly and serious. I'm going to try to tight walk that line. It's a really hard thing to do, but we're going to do our best. So, Fallout, it should be pretty fun. I'll have the first episode out pretty soon. It is a television series. On my channel previously, I did 6 episodes for a television series, and I'm going to do 6 episodes this time as well. Will our characters be able to reach Nuka Color World, which was seen in the Fallout 4 DLC, in time, or will Alan Marks, our antagonist, kill them before they can reach it? What will happen out there, man? Who could say how many things on that sarcastic wheel I showed earlier will come to pass? I don't know. It could be all of them. We've got 6 whole episodes of Bjorn cliches and tropes. Hooray. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. If you've played a Fallout game, let me know below which one's your favorite. Let me know what you think of my cast. If you think I'm stinky and smelly, let me know. I should also point out that I have a soundtrack. This one is especially good because it's Fallout, and as we know, Fallout and music go together like Guardians of the Galaxy and music. I put together a selection of some of my favorite Fallout songs, and a few that I don't think have been featured in any games before. You guys can find that playlist below if you want to drop it a listen. If you're looking for something else to watch, I'm writing a Thunderbolt series. It's a superhero thing, cape shit. And if you want to see my previous television show, Deadlands, Wild West, but with a twist. That is finished, at least the first season. So y'all can go check that out there. I am Bjorn, and I'm going to go try to find some Rad-X because I ate some, cram in a can. And, dude, it's not sitting right. So I'll see y'all later.